what's happening, guys? Welcome to another podcast, and today we're not talking about all the crazy rumors, we're not talking about any news, we're not talking about basically anything apart from the very serious topic, a topic which requires my attention, a topic which certainly I would like to explore and actually share my overall opinion, share my thoughts, share what's going on in my head, in the head of hardcore Spidey fan and a huge fan of the Sony Spider-Man franchise. And we are not talking about this. This isn't the topic from the website, from my website. This isn't the suggested video idea. This is something I feel like doing, like an obligation, basically, to defend something which has been a part of my life for so many years, and to defend something which matters to me. Now, very slowly, slow pacing, I can see that the fan base of the franchise is changing drastically. It's not really dying, I think dying isn't the appropriate word, but it's changing drastically. People who enjoy the franchise, who posted comments on my Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, who said that they enjoyed the Amazing Spider-Man 2, I just keep noticing that months passed, half a year passed, and same people are now bashing the franchise. Overall, there's a huge hate train going on very strong right now against Sony, against their Spider-Man franchise. I've been asked a bunch of times during last week, why do you keep defending the franchise which is dying, 7? And just be honest, tell that you think that Sony is in a huge trouble and probably the future films will fail. And my response to that, you know what, I'm not going to tell fuck off to a franchise which made my childhood 10 times better, which made my last 14 years so much enjoyable and so much better than without Sony Spider-Man films. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to bash the franchise, which really, every single year I've been waiting for a new Spider-Man film. I've got a film, I was waiting for a sequel, I got very excited about all the news. Every single month, every single day I was thinking about it since 2002 basically, and it made my life so much better. I feel like I owe something to these films. They're a part of my childhood, my teenage years, and now my adult years. I'm 24 right now, and for so many years I've been stuck with Raimi's trilogy, and now I'm stuck with Mark Wave's Spider-Man trilogy. Maybe it even made who I am today. Maybe it even changed my view on certain life Spider-Man, and many life aspects. That's why I keep defending it. That's why I keep defending it. For me, not a single Spider-Man film from Sony Pictures was a complete failure. Not a single film was a complete disappointment, was a huge flop for me. Every movie delivered. Let's be honest. Spider-Man 3, you know what? I still don't get why it gets so much hate. If you check out my Spider-Man 3 review, I actually kinda enjoy it. Yeah, it's the worst Spider-Man film, but Toby dancing, it was enjoyable actually. Many things from Spider-Man 3, including action scenes, the crazy black suit Spider-Man versus Sandman, the subway fight. There are so many good things about Spider-Man 3. Same goes for the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Sure, the critics bashed it, and many people bashed it. Many fans bashed the franchise and the latest installment of the franchise. To my opinion, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 still delivered. It was still pretty good. There were some iconic scenes, iconic moments. Hell, the best web swinging in any Spider-Man film. Andrew, Emma Stone, Peter and Gwen, the best relationship superhero couple in my opinion. And the fight with Electro, the Times Square fight with all the slow-mo spider sense, overall the cinematography of this scene and many other scenes. The movie delivered. I paid my money to go to see this film bunch of times, and it paid off. I got what I wanted from this film. So that's also addressing the whole how the whole bandwagon hate thing actually works. Now let me explain to you that I can see why people change their opinions. I can see why some fans said that the movie rocked, and now they say that the franchise is dead. You see, you have to be. I'm not going to I'm not a judge, you know. I'm not somebody who can judge anybody, you know. I can't judge anybody, but in my opinion, you have to have a very strong personality to keep defending for something which matters to you. Now, for example, you know, let's say you went to see The Amazing Spider-Man 2, you really enjoyed, and then you leave the theater. Next day, you go to your school class, and you want to share with everybody how the movie rocked, and you see that your whole class is bashing the film. It's like the worst Spider-Man film ever. And frankly, if you'll be one guy who will say that the movie rocked, you will probably feel a little bit stupid, maybe not so sure of yourself. You will know that you will get some hate, you know, towards you, and you will probably agree with the whole group, and you will just say, yeah, guys, you know, I agree, the movie sucked. Even though deep inside you enjoy the film. So it's not about just Spider-Man, not about just Sony. It's about what type of human being are you actually, you know. Uh, if you know how to defend your interest, if you are not afraid of getting some criticism for enjoying something you like, you will probably jump on the bandwagon, and you will probably are one of the few persons, one of the actually many persons who now are bashing the franchise and thought you enjoy the film. And it's not only about Spider-Man, it's many life aspects. If we talk about it, you know, if you can't stand for what's matter for you, you know, if you can't defend what matters to you personally, you achieved something, you know. So that's the whole bandwagon, you know. Somebody, if you go to the Amazing Spider-Man 2 any rumor articles recent, you can see that the first comment is usually Sony sucks, Spider-Man needs to get back to Marvel. Then the second guy comments and says, you know what, I agree with you, Sony that sucks. And then every single you know, next comment is basically the same about the hating the franchise. And if you will be 1 out of 100 who says that the movie rocked, you will probably get a lot of hate. So that's why you shouldn't get tricked into thinking that everybody on the internet hates the film. Nope. It's probably like, you know, 3 guys commented on the article, said that the movie sucks. There are probably even more people who enjoy the film who checked out the article, but they didn't comment because they don't feel like arguing, you know, because the brain of somebody who enjoyed the film works a little bit different in comparison to the brain of a hater. The hater feels like letting everybody know that he hates the film, while somebody like me who enjoyed the film doesn't really feel like writing everywhere that the film was awesome, you know. So don't get tricked into thinking that the internet hates the film. Nope. It's just that the majority of the fans, the majority of the people who enjoy the film, and trust me, there are millions of such fans, just don't feel obligated into going to the whole hate discussion. You know, never argue with an idiot, because the idiots bring you down to their level and then beat you with the experience. Because, you know, they are idiots for their whole life, and you became an idiot just now by going to this argument. So it's very easy to jump on bandwagon. It's very easy to feel like everybody else, you know, oh yeah, everybody's hating, I'm hating it too. You know, that's not me. I'm defending the franchise. Never ever I said that the franchise is dead. Never ever I said that the Amazing Spider-Man 2 sucked. Since my review, since my reaction video, sure, the movie could have been improved. Sure, some deleted scenes could have improved the film, let's be honest here, but that's how it is. You can't change past, you can't go back to the past, you have to live with what you've got. And I've got the Amazing Spider-Man 2 on my shelf along with the other Spider-Man films, and I'm proud that I enjoyed these films, you know. So jumping on the bandwagon, you know, sure, you know, especially now, you know, for some reason, maybe it's weird, but I've got I'm proud more than ever that I've got my channel, because 7 Webheads, the YouTube channel, our social media, our Twitter, Facebook, website is a place where you can actually find a lot of people who enjoy the franchise, who are still loyal. It's very important to be loyal to what matters to you, you know, who are still loyal to Spider-Man films, and who, just like me, are thankful to Sony for creating these films, you know. Not only films, video games, all the following video games, you know, Spider-Man 2, the PlayStation 2 video game. Hell with that, it's probably still the best Spider-Man game ever released. You know, we should be thankful, I think. It's not like, you know, I don't want to over exaggerate things, but I will want to say that I think at some point it even looks like some people are betraying the franchise, betraying to what matters to them. you know sure, I can see why. Maybe you were a fan of the franchise, maybe the Amazing Spider-Man 2 sucked in your opinion, and you start to lose interest. That's normally, absolutely normally. What I'm talking about is a completely different situation. Is a situation where people said that they enjoyed the Amazing Spider-Man 2, and a couple of weeks, months later, they say that the movie sucks, and they say that Sony should sell Spider-Man rights back to Marvel. I'm reading some crazy arguments over IMDb, over many websites, crazy stuff, literal crazy stuff, like just simple hate, like Marvel rocks, Sony sucks, stuff like that. You know what? If you want to bring something crazy, let me bring something crazy to you as a counter move. You know what? Why Marvel actually sold the movie rights to Sony? Because they were in complete bankruptcy. They were going down to the bottom. If Sony didn't acquire Spider-Man film rights, if they didn't buy that at the perfect timing back in 90s, maybe Marvel didn't even exist today. Maybe we wouldn't even have the Avengers, Age of Ultron, we wouldn't have Iron Man, we wouldn't have Captain America. So if you want to talk crazy things, here's the crazy thing. Sony could be technically actually responsible for saving Marvel says. So if you let's talk realistically here. So we should be thankful. I think I'm not going to betray, I'm not going to bash something which made my life so much better, my childhood, as I said, teenage and adult years, and made me smile for so many years, so many days, so many months, and I'm still excited. Yep, I'm losing the interest a little bit, but not because I lost the faith in the franchise, but because they're not releasing any official news. But that's just temporary. Once the Sinister Six news will come out, I will be really excited. But currently I'm losing the interest just because there's not news. I'm not saying the franchise is dead. And what's funny is that once the Sinister Six trailer will come out, regardless if the actual film will be good, people who said that the franchise is dead will be the people who will comment on the Sinister Six trailer how awesome it is. Once you'll see Doc Ock, freaking Mysterio on the big screen, you will say, I never said the franchise sucks. Well, you did say. So in my opinion, you have to stay loyal, and later on it will pay off. Later on you will be proud that you defended the franchise, you never bashed it, you stayed with the franchise, you believed in Sony, and Sony delivered. Because Drew Goddard, for God's sake, is the director. I'm telling you, he is the director. I'm looking forward to the Sinister Six. Of course, I'm looking forward to the Amazing Spider-Man 3 more. Let's be honest here. The Amazing Spider-Man 3 is in focus for me right now. But Sinister Six might be actually a good film, and might be actually a good thing. Might actually save Sony from their trouble. Talking about Sony doesn't know what to do. Once again, I will mention it. I will keep mentioning until people will realize that. Until people will stop asking me questions. Sony knows what they're doing with the franchise. Sure, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 didn't cross the $1 billion mark, but it still made some money, and all the crazy rumors make us believe that they are insane. But all the rumors are coming from the same source, from the basically journalist who wants some attention, let's be honest here. So Sony, yep, not so well, especially with recent Marvel announcements, such exciting announcements, they announced so many films. Hell, Black Panther, I'm really excited. So Sony is kinda in the shadow right now. They do need to release something, and I'm not blaming them for that, I'm not blaming them for anything, but I feel like, guys, you should release something officially to keep people excited, like me. So tell me what you guys think. What's your overall take on the whole thing with people loving the franchise and now hating the franchise? Are you still interested in the Sinister Six? Let me know what you guys think, and I'm out for now.